Hello, my dear students. Today we're going to start Unit 11, which is called On Land and Sea. I want all of you to open your student books on page 44. You are going to find this picture. I'm going to pause for a minute. I want you to label the names to the pictures and then let's come back. Now, we're going to say the name of each sea creature, and we're going to learn more information about it. So number 1, it's a stingray. Number 2 is a turtle. Number 3 is a shark. Number 4, coral reefs. Number 5, the jellyfish. Number 6, octopus. Number 7, whale. Now let's move to page 45. Read and complete the text with words from the photos. Dangers of the sea. The shark is one of the most dangerous sea animals in the ocean. If it loses a tooth, a new one grows. A shark uses more than 20,000 teeth in its life. So how do fish and sea animals protect themselves from danger? Be careful to the word protect is to keep safe. How do these sea animals keep themselves safe? A stingray is a big fish, flat fish, and it lives in the ocean. If it knows a shark is coming, it jumps out of the water. A sea turtle has a hard shell to protect it. Other animals can swim very fast. The octopus has got 8 legs to help it. Some sea life, like the jellyfish, is poisonous, and poisonous means that they can kill. They have poison. It stings, it hurts, so it stings when you touch it. What about the whale? These big, heavy animals hit with their big tails. Now let's move to the grammar section, which is about the zero conditional. We use the zero conditional to talk about things that are always true. They are facts. We use if, or, when, and the present simple in both clauses. And the word clause means sentence. So here, if it rains, we get water. When it's late, I feel tired. Here, this is not a fact. This is something that things that usually happen together. So when it's late, I feel tired. Here, number 1, it's a fact. When it rains, we get water. You can also say when we get water if it rains, or I feel tired when it's late. Here in exercise number 3, you are going to match to make zero conditional sentences. Number 1, if you touch a jellyfish, yes, the answer is C, it stings you. And we said the word sting is to hurt. Number 2, when a stingray knows a shark is coming, yes, it jumps out of the water. So the answer is E. Number 3, if a shark loses a tooth, what happens? Yes, it grows a new one. Number 4, when a turtle is in danger, what happens? It goes into its shell. And number 5, the octopus swims away fast when it's in danger. So here, all these sentences, we use the first conditional because both sentences are in the present simple because these are facts. Let's move to page 46. We must save our planet. Our planet, of course, is planet Earth. Plastic is everywhere. We use it for many different things. The problem is plastic stays in the environment for a very long time. Some of the plastic people find on beaches is about 100 years old. We can recycle some plastic, but most of it goes into the ocean. Plastic is poisonous when animals eat it. Every year, more than 100,000 sea animals and birds die from plastic. We must try to find other materials, paper and glass, for example, because these are easier to recycle. The word recycle is we can use again. So when we use a plastic shopping bag, we mustn't throw away these bags in rivers. It will take a long time to clean all the plastic rubbish from the beaches and the ocean, but we mustn't stop trying to help our planet. So here, if you go to exercise number 4, look at the words in red here in the text and try to find the meaning. Number 1, get rid of what you don't need is to throw away. So we throw away rubbish, we throw away litter, and so on. Number 2, where we live is our planet, and our planet is planet Earth. A verb which means use again is the word recycle. And number 4, things we don't need like all the paper is called rubbish. Exercise number 5, I'm going to leave this homework for you. The answers are going to be based on the text. So go back and read the text carefully and then answer these questions, and we are going to come with the answers later. Now on page 47, we have, let's move to the grammar section, which is must and mustn't, should and shouldn't. We use must to talk about things that are necessary to do. What do I mean by the word necessary? It means obligation, something very important. So I say must with things that are important to do. We say mustn't to talk about things that are not allowed. They are illegal. You are not allowed to do. Number 2, about should and shouldn't, we use should and shouldn't to talk about things that are good, or when I give advice, when it's a good idea to do or not to do something. Okay? So I say we must save our planet, or we mustn't throw rubbish in the paper. Here, must is followed by the infinitive. And what do I mean here? I mean that this is something important, something necessary. What about mustn't? It's not something allowed. We're not allowed to do this. So we mustn't throw rubbish into the ocean. Should and shouldn't, I said to give advice or when something is good to do. So I say we should recycle more and we shouldn't use plastic bags just once. Here in exercise number 6, we're going to complete with should, shouldn't, must and mustn't. Number 1, here it says you must stop. And be careful that after must, mustn't, should, and shouldn't, the verb is, yes, in the infinitive. Number 2, there is a good view of the lake from here. You should take a photo. This is a good idea. This is not something necessary. It's not obligation. Number 3, you must look at the picture. You mustn't wear shoes. You must take them off. Number 4, you mustn't walk in the mountains when the weather is bad. It's dangerous. This is something important. Number 5, you mustn't walk on the grass. And number 6, you shouldn't walk and write a text at the same time. You should look where you are going. Now, let's go to page 48. The first part is exercise number 2 and 3. They are listening. We're going to do this part later. Now, let's go to exercise number 4. Match the rules and the reasons. Number 1 is done for you. We must be careful with what we do because many important birds, animals, and the plants live here. Number 2, we mustn't make a lot of noise. The answer is going to be number D. You will frighten the animals and the birds. Number 3, we mustn't walk away from the road through the reserve because we don't want to walk into their homes. Number 4, you mustn't give food to the animals or birds. They must find their own food. Number 5, the animals mustn't eat plastic. It's very bad for them. And number 6, you must work together and write what you see. You can write about your visit for homework. Now, on page 49, we're going to skip the first part, as I said, and let's go to exercise number 1. Choose the correct words to complete the rules. Number 1, when you work together, you shouldn't forget why you are doing the activity. Number 2, you must listen to other students' ideas. Number 3, you should share your ideas with others. Number 4, you shouldn't make all the decisions or rules yourself. Number 5, you must take turns. And number 6, you shouldn't be angry with people you don't agree with. Now on page 50, I want you to go to reading and speaking. Read the instructions here and then come back. I'm going to pause. I want you to label the numbers and then check your answers with me. Okay, now the answers is number 1. F is number 1. E is number 2. B is number 3. D is number 4. H is number 5. G is number 6. C is number 7. And A is number 8. Now let's go to page 51. It's about a text about the old man and the sea by Ernest Hemingway. Santiago was an old fisherman. He felt worried, and worried means nervous, because the last time he caught a fish was 84 days ago. On the 85th day, he felt big fish at the end of the fishing line, but the fish was stronger than Santiago. It took 2 days for him finally to pull it to the boat. Then the sharks came. When Santiago returned to his home on the beach, he had no fish, only a skeleton, and skeleton means bones. He felt weak and slept for a long time, but the other fishermen saw how big the fish was, and they knew that he was brave to catch it. Santiago lost the fish, but other fishermen now respected him more than ever. Okay, the steps here, the first thing he felt, number 1 is C. He felt the fish in his fishing line. He caught the fish. Then the sharks came and eat the fish. So the answers are C is number 1, B is number 2, A is number 3. Now, on exercise number 3, I want you to read the questions, answer, and then come back to check your answers with me. Okay, the answer is number 1. The answer is he felt worried. Number 2, the fish was big and strong. Number 4, the sharks ate the fish. Number 5, they respected him. And number 6, this story teaches us that we must work hard. On page 52, we have here a leaflet, and we have some headings. You have here the words without a heading, without a title, and you are going to find the suitable heading for each paragraph or for each line. For example, number 1, where and when is the event? The event is in West Beach. It's on Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Number 2, we are going to find the second heading from the headings here. What do we need? We need what? We need rubbish bags, gloves to protect your hands, a bottle of water to drink, and snacks to eat. Some people like listening to music on their headphones. Now, I want you to find the suitable heading to each passage, and then let's come back to check your answers. Number 3 is going to be, why must we clean the beaches? Number 4, how can we tell people about our event? And number 5, what should we do with the rubbish we find? On page 53, here is an activity for you for fun. Just play the game to find the words. And I want you to go to exercise number 3 on page 53. You have here the sentences. He wants you to rewrite them with must or mustn't. It's important to take water when you go to the desert. So it's important to means that you must. So I say you must take water when you go to the desert. Number 3, it's bad to eat too many sweets. It's bad to means that you mustn't eat too many sweets. You mustn't, you mustn't eat too many sweets. Number 4, it's very important to study for the test. This means that you must study for the test. Must is followed by the verb infinitive. It's important to buy a ticket when you travel on the bus. It's important to means that you must and don't throw rubbish on the ground. It means that you mustn't throw the rubbish on the ground. That's all for Unit 11 today. See you next lesson, inshallah.